everybody, welcome to another video. First and foremost, this is my 10th video published to this channel, and the support I've gotten from all my friends and family has been amazing. Thank you all so much. Even for people who don't really care about math, they've still come to my channel and supported me. So if you're watching this and you want to support me, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much. So moving on, this is a continuation from the last video where we talked about exponents. So if you haven't seen that, you can click somewhere up here in the top right corner. There'll be a link, but this is just a recap of what we've already gone over. We're multiplying two numbers with the same base, we add the exponents. We're dividing, we subtract the exponents. This is taking something, a power to a power, right? So we're raising something to a power, that's when we multiply. And then we have this where we can distribute and expand things that are grouped in parentheses, right? We can basically expand this by distributing the exponent to both x and y, and then same in this case. So we're going to go ahead and move on to some more laws and properties with exponents. All right, we're going to start the video off talking about raising something to the 0 power. Now let me just go ahead and say that we're assuming that this thing we're raising to the 0 power is a non-zero number, because technically the convention in mathematics is that 0 raised to the 0 power is undefined. There is some dispute over whether it is 1 or whether it is 0. For the purpose of this video, we're just going to assume that x is a non-zero. We're talking about non-zero numbers being raised to the 0 power. And for the scope of your course, if you're in an undergraduate math course, I doubt you will end up ever seeing 0 to the 0 anyway. So let's go ahead and continue. These are the two examples I used to show why any non-zero number raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. This is the first example. Let's go ahead and look at it and see what's going on here. We have this pattern we're observing where we have 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 3rd, 2 to the 2nd, all the way down to 2 to the 0. And we can also observe what's happening to these numbers as each step heads downward toward 2 to that 0 power, right? As these powers get one smaller, this, what happens? It divides by 2, right? 16 divided by 2 gives us the 8, 8 divided by 2 gives us the 4, 4 divided by 2 gives us the 2, and if we continue this pattern, what do? 2 divided by 2. And that's what's going to give us that 1. And this works for any non-zero number. I can plug in 5, 10, -10, negative, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, this works for that. So let's see. This is another example. X over x, we know any number over itself is just 1, right? So we know that this equals 1. But how can I write this? I can just put to the first power here, right? Because any number is just also to the first power. It's just the same thing, right? It's kind of implicitly stated that this is to the first power. So using our rules now, we have two things of the same base being divided. So we do what? We subtract the exponents. We have x to the 1 minus 1 power, which equals x to the 0. We've already said that this is 1 because anything over itself is 1. So therefore, x to the 0 equals 1. And you could do this in the reverse direction too. If you just rewrite 0 here as 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, anything that subtracts together to be 0, right? You can work backwards in the reverse direction as well. Let's also note that, like we just stated, any number to the first power is just itself. It's kind of implicitly stated that that's there, right? This little invisible 1 is there. And also that 1 to the power of anything equals 1. And this includes 0, because anything to the 0 power is 1. And 1 to the power of anything, negative, positive, 0, doesn't matter, is always equal to 1. So it's just, let's quickly note these two things are true as well. All right, now we're going to talk about negative exponents. So our laws that have to do with negative exponents tell us that if we have some number raised to a negative power, we can take the reciprocal of that number and we can make that power positive. And in the same way, if we have some number to a positive power, we can take the reciprocal and we can make that power negative, right? And this is kind of how we manipulate between positive and negative exponents. And if we want to fully see why this works, I can just real quickly show. Let's see, I'll start with this 1 over x to the positive n, and I'm going to show why this equals x to the negative n. So we can rewrite 1, as we've just seen in our last example. 1 is the same as anything to the 0 power is 1. So if I have x to the 0 power up here, x to the n down here, this is still good. It's still equivalent, right? And now what can I do? I can use my law where I have two things of the same base being divided, right? My quotient of powers law. So let's see, this equals x to the 0 minus n. And what is 0 minus n? That is simply x to the negative n, right? And now we've seen why this is equal to this. And you can go the opposite direction in the same way, and you can do the same to these back and forth too, and just kind of see why this works. So let's go ahead and get straight into an example. Let's get straight into example. And our instructions are to simplify this and leave every exponent as a positive. There should only be positive exponents in the answer. And by the way, that is pretty common practice. That is the general, standard for things with exponents, is that when you leave it in an answer, you leave the exponent positive. It's usually pretty general, good practice. Okay, let's look here. We're going to simplify this, so let's see, what can we do? First of all, we can use our laws, right? Because we have a quotient here, and we have x's on top and bottom as well as y. So for these two x's, and what I can really do to see this a little clearly is I can split this up, because it's just a multiplication. I can split this up into x to the negative 4 over x to the negative 2 times y to the third over y to the negative second, right? And see, if I multiply two fractions, when I multiply two fractions, I multiply across and I get right back to where I was. So this is still equivalent, and it may be easier to see now how I'm going to simplify. So I can just go ahead and use my laws. Even though these are negative, I can still do top exponent minus bottom exponent. I just have to be careful with my signs. So let's see, I'm going to do negative 4 minus negative 2, which is going to turn into negative 4 plus 2. So let's see if I can rewrite this. I have x to the negative 4 minus negative 2, so negative 4 plus 2, times y to the 3 minus negative 2, so plus 2. And this is going to leave me with what? X to the negative 2 power times y to the 5th power. And now I just have to do one more thing, because remember we said that we didn't want negative exponents in our answer. So what am I going to do? I'm simply going to rewrite this, right? I can use this formula, and I can write this as 1 over x squared. And I'm going to actually write it all as one fraction. So it's going to be y to the 5th over x squared. Y to the 5th over x squared, and that's it. Alright, I'm actually going to end the video here. In the next video, we will finish up with rational exponents, and in the video after that, we will do a bunch of examples where we simplify stuff with a bunch of exponents and roots and a bunch of crazy stuff. It's going to be awesome. Thank you again so much. Hit subscribe, hit like, leave comments and questions below, and keep flexing those brain muscles, keep making those brain gains. Thanks for watching.